Hi, Me Up Scotty. Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Lindsay and I am with Perfectly Pastry. Who is Perfectly Pastry? We are a local bakery in Waterloo, Illinois. How are you doing? If you're watching me live, use a number 1. Let me know, hey girl, say, hey girl, I'm watching you live. No, yes, it's the first time you caught me live. Yes, use a number 1. Let me know it's the first time you caught me live. Use a heart. Let me know, hey, I'm actually watching live. And if you're watching me on replay, use hashtag replay. I cannot believe I messed that up. I say the same thing every week. And then I get in my head, right? Oh my gosh. Did you guys watch my live last week? I forgot our phone number. It can be really hard to regurgitate the phone number. I don't know why, but both my sister and I struggle with it. And I totally jacked it up last week. If you're like, oh, I have to watch this, go check out last week. Totally. I went in panic mode live for everyone to see. And by the way, I recycle my videos from Facebook for other things. So yes, it is out there in the world of the internet watching me sheer panic about the fact that I did not remember her phone number, begging my sister to finally pay attention and send me the phone number. And then I had a grand epiphany and I remembered it. And then I was like just stumbling over myself, trying to get off as quickly as possible. My face was red, like the whole works. And I go live every week at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 12 Central. I've been doing it since like 2019. Go live every single week. I am here as living proof that you can go live no matter what, because guess what? We all make mistakes. And I have done some really silly things on live. As a matter of fact, I once made a compilation of all of like the faces and the noises I have made while doing a live. And sometimes they look like this. Yes. I was like, it reminded me of a goat. And then I'll like put a goat clip in there. So like, seriously, you guys, if you're like, oh, I could never go live, like it's so scary. It's really not. It's not when you get used to it. Like you got to practice it. It is scary at first. I think the first time I ever went live, I did live for like 5 minutes and I speak really fast naturally. And then I speak really, really fast when I'm nervous. And it was like all this information into a 5-minute video. It was not for Perfectly Pastry. It was something else I was doing before Perfectly Pastry. And yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I've told you guys before, like I now sit at a desk. It's a table. We're not going to call it a desk. We'll call it a table. I use it as a desk. And I have now put like this pretty stuff up behind me, but I legit like used to set up a TV tray and sit in a chair and go live, like trying to make sure that I just had a plain background. So it gets easier. It doesn't necessarily make me a pro at it, right? Like I am definitely not in the studio. I do have lighting. I do not have a camera guy. As a matter of fact, my camera is my computer camera and I have this like Logitech camera on it. And I could not get it to work before I got on here. It is working now. Like I was like, I don't understand. I don't know. I just unplugged it and plugged it in several times and eventually it worked. I'm not tech savvy. But yeah, totally panicked last week. It happens. Anyways, all right, I'll get to the actual point. I really want to talk to you guys about something, but I cannot talk about it this week. It is because it is a surprise for my kids this weekend, and I am so excited about it. But because it's such a big like surprise, and my kids sometimes will watch my lives or things like that, like listen to my podcast and stuff, I don't want the secret to get out. So I will have to tell you guys after the fact. So I'll have to tell you next week. But I am so like excited. It is totally a personal thing. It has nothing to do with the business at all. I'm just super excited and I thought I want to share it with you guys, but I have like kept it under wraps for my kids' sake because I don't know. I got to keep it quiet. With that being said, Thanksgiving is next week, which is really, really exciting. And if you're like, oh no, I haven't placed an order, we do still have some openings. You can place your order, but we are letting you know you need to get your orders in soon. Otherwise, we do have to cut off orders. We will not be able to do custom orders. It'll be whatever we have in the shop. Next week is the start of the Christmas walk. We will not be open Thursday and Friday of next week. We're going to be closed for Thursday for, I almost said Christmas, for Thanksgiving. And then the day after Thanksgiving, we are going to be closed, but we are open on Saturday and Sunday that week. Yes. So that's the 26th and the 27th. And Ooh, the Grinch will be in the shop. Yes, you will be able to meet the Grinch. Oh, look what I did before I got on here. Look at me. Look at me. So the Grinch will have his first meet and greet in Waterloo, November 26th and November 27th. I am literally reading the ticker. I'm not going to lie. From 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then from 1 to 2. So you can stop by the shop. You can take pictures, pick up yourself some tasty treats. So we are really excited about that. Our Grinchmas and the Lou shirts. So if you ordered your Grinchmas and the Lou shirts, they are going to be ready and available for you to pick up next week. Next week during the Christmas walk at Burnt Silk. So those will be in as well. I do want to remind everybody to go ahead and place those orders. We have been getting a lot of orders over the last couple of days, and we will have to shut them off if we get too many. So I just want to let you know, if you really want something, you'll have to pre-order. Otherwise, you'll have to just pick up what we have in the shop that day. All right. So let's talk pies. I have been waiting forever to whip out my Pie Me Up Scotty. So when we first started our business, we were like trying to figure out what our niche is going to be, right? Like, what is it that we are going to make? Now, pies have not become our niche, though we really thought we were going to do that. Gooey butter cheesecakes kind of fell in our lap, and they are amazing. And so that is really what we roll with the most. But we do have amazing pie. As a matter of fact, I did not like pie until my mom became a pastry chef. Yes, I have told this story before. So if you've heard this story, I'm sorry. If you haven't heard this story, yay, you get to hear me talk about pie, right? I did not like pie. I did not like pie crust. I was like, what is the point of eating pie? Like, I don't eat the crust. It's just like the gooey center. And my husband and my sister both love pie. I was just like, oh, I'm not really a fan of it. My mom comes down. She's in pastry school. My mom comes down for Thanksgiving, and I'm talking about how I don't like pie. And she's like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I like pumpkin pie. But like, I've never really been a fan of like coconut cream pie, banana cream pie, apple pie, like all of those things. My husband loves apple pie. And so my mom's like, all right, we have to change this. She was like, I know I have some amazing tips for making pie crust, and I know you're going to love this pie. And I'm like, Mom, I don't really like pie. And she's like, no, I'm going to make some pies. She made me the best coconut cream pie I had ever had. Hands down. I was like, oh my gosh, I see why people love pie. And I ate the crust. I was like, this crust is so good. Like, I didn't know that pie crust could be good. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, what? It's so good. I actually made her make me 3 on her little, like, she was only here for like probably like Wednesday through Sunday. It was a couple of years ago. So it's not like she was there that long, and I made her make me 3 pies. She also made me a bunch of danishes and things like that. When my mom comes down, I'm like, Mom, can you bake for me? Because I'm not the baker. Told you all that before. Yeah. So she made me some amazing coconut cream pie, and I made her make me several of them. And I've just been blown away by the fact that I didn't realize I liked pie. And then my mom did this really awesome thing, and we started creating these adorable petite pies. You guys have heard me talk about it. I share them out on social media all the time because I think they are just the cutest little thing. They're literally bite-sized pies, and they are the cutest. So we actually have 3 different sizes that we make pies. We do a 9-inch pie, it's your traditional 9-inch pie. We do what's called a mini pie. It's a 5-inch pie. And then we have our petite pies, literally bite-sized, adorable petite pies that you can just munch away on. They are really cute. So some of the things that people have bought them for that work really well, honestly, if you're going to have a dessert table, anytime you have a dessert table, petite pies are a great idea. But they've been done for an I do, what do they call it? An I do barbecue. So it was like an engagement party, and they ordered a bunch of pies for little petite pies for an outdoor engagement party. They had an I do barbecue. And we've done them for baby showers. There was another one over that summer that they did it for the baby showers. A lot of times the petite pies work really, really well for whatever reason, like in summer theme, outdoor picnicky type of themes. So we've had them ordered for that. We've had them ordered for weddings. We've had them for graduation parties, retirement parties. Like, they work great for dessert tables. So I personally, like, they're my favorite, absolute favorite. I love petite pies. Okay. So we've been talking about pies. We've been making pies. We've been doing all the things about pie with the holidays coming up. We've been selling pies. So pies are on my brain. The Pie Me Up Scotty thing came from, I totally forgot to tell you why, where that came from. So when we were trying to figure out what we were going to do, I and my sister are like huge fans of like cheesy the cheesier the better. Like I say these kind of things all the time. The cheesier the better, like slogans, phrases, things like that. Like my sister and I love it. Have you ever driven by it and seen our chalkboard sign? Like we put a lot of effort into coming up with the cheesiest thing we can think of to put up on those signs and things like that. Some days they are flops. Some days they are amazing. Some days they're like, okay, we can't think of anything on our brain. So when we were trying to like come up with slogans, we were like, we'll do a pie shop and we'll have this like slogan. And Pie Me Up Scotty was like, my favorite, hands down my favorite. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense, but I absolutely love it. So that was my hook today. Pie Me Up Scotty. With that being said, I thought I would give you guys the 5 tips that my mom gave me during that trip on how to make the best pie crust. Okay. Now, if you're going to be baking for the holidays, take notes, save this video. I don't know if you can save on Facebook or like message it to yourself. If you're watching this on another social media, I know like Instagram has the save option. You'll want to have this information, okay? If you're like, I don't really plan on making pies for the Thanksgiving holiday, cool. We can make those for you. Give us a call, chat us up, email us, stop by the shop. We've got you covered. Yes, we do, right? Like that little plug there. And if you're like, where are you? 201 North Main. Yes, and we're open Tuesday through Saturday from 7:30 to 2 p.m. No, I did not just read that off the ticker, but secretly I did. Yes. Anyways, all right, let's get into those 5 tips for you. These are 5 tips my mom gave me a long time ago. Well, I mean, I guess it feels like it was a long time ago. I guess in the grand scheme of things, it was probably like 5 years ago. But I didn't know I liked pie until then, okay? All right, number 1, your butter must be cold. You want cold butter, okay? Number 2, you actually want cold liquid as well. So here is my mom's suggestion. When you pull your cold liquid out, put an ice cube in it. She's like, I know that sounds weird, but you want those ingredients to be cold, okay? Do not. Some people forget to do this, and I would have been some of those people. I'm not gonna lie. This is a me thing. This is probably now that I'm thinking back on it, this is probably why that number, like this number 3 is in there, is probably because of me. Do not forget to blind bake your pie shell. Yes, blind bake it. I did not know what blind baking was up until my mom went to pastry school. So I did not know that, but I do know that now. And as a matter of fact, it is a tip because like me, there are plenty of people who did not know to do that. And I have messed up lots of pies. I was like, Mom, my pies are never coming out. And she's like, what are you doing wrong? Why are you not blind baking? Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. So I want that to be there for you guys as well. Remember to blind bake. Do not overwork your dough. I have a whole article where I have written up why you don't want to do that, why you want your liquids cold, why you want your butters cold. And I will share that out with you guys, but do not overwork that dough. And then make sure that your dough has been chilled before you roll it out. Okay. So obviously the whole theming here is cold, and it's because you don't want to melt your butter. So make sure that it is chilled dough before you roll that out. So I will go ahead and I will share all these tips out with you guys. I will probably do it tomorrow versus today. I've got to make a little cutesy graphic, and it takes me a while because I'm not a graphic designer, and I'll share it out for you guys so that you can have these tips. But yes, if you're like, oh, I need to know them really quickly, let's go over it. Your butter must be cold. I was like, your cold must be butter. Your butter must be cold. Your liquids need to be cold. When you pull them out of the fridge, put ice in there. Like you're probably thinking, wait, why would I put it into something that needs ice? You should be mise en placing whenever you make anything. Honestly, what that means is you're going to put your ingredients in place. I don't know. I haven't gone over this in a while. Mise en place is very important because if you don't, you're going to forget things. And my grandmother was making Thanksgiving. One Thanksgiving, she was making, I was going to say Thanksgiving pie, which doesn't make sense. Pumpkin pie, she forgot the sugar. We all dug into this beautiful pumpkin pie, and it tasted like crap because she forgot the sugar. Do not forget your sugar. Mise en place. So if you're mise en placing, that means you've put everything into place. You put it into the container. So what we do is we just set out a bunch of Tupperware, right? Butter bowls. That's really what I have. And we fill them up with all the different ingredients. So every ingredient gets its own little bowl so that you have them pre-measured out and ready to go. Put an ice cube in that. Okay. Do not forget to mise en place because you're going to forget the sugar, especially when you're making lots of pies. Mise en place. Put that ice cube in there, okay? Keep those liquids cold. Remember to blind bake. Do not forget that step. It won't get done. It won't be done if you don't remember to do that. Do not overwork that dough. Big problem. You're heating up that butter. Do not overwork that dough. And then chill the dough before you roll it out. Chill that dough. Let that butter harden back up. Chill that dough. Okay. All right, you guys, if you are watching this on Facebook, you should be liking and following us on Facebook. If you're watching this video and it is not on Facebook and you're like, girl, what are you talking about? I don't go on Facebook. We are on other social media. Yes, we are. Facebook is the only one that we are at Perfectly Pastry Bakery. All the other social media, we are at Perfectly Pastry. All right, you guys, I'm going to hop off of here, and I can't wait to tell you next week about what my husband and I did for our kiddos this weekend. But it is a story that has to wait until next week just because my kiddo watches this video, and I do not want to ruin any surprises. But all right, you guys, I will talk to you again next week. You have a wonderful rest of your week and a great weekend.